Hello everyone, this is Rajeshwari, Assistant Professor of English. Today we will learn a poem, Ozymandias. It's written by P.B.Shelley or P.B.Shelley. Let's see about the poet. P.B.Shelley was one of the most popular English romantic poets. He was widely regarded as one of the greatest lyric and philosophical poets in the English language. The poem Ozymandias has been published in a weekly paper named The Examiner in the year 1818. Shelley's best known poems are Ode to the West Wind, To a Skylark, and Adonais. Ode to the West Wind and To a Skylark were published in the same year 1820 and Adonais in the year 1821. The poem Ozymandias is a sonnet. Sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. The title of the poem Ozymandias refers to the ancient Egyptian king named Ramesses II. Ozymandias is the throne name of the Egyptian ruler Ramesses. Ramesses is also known as Ramesses the Great. He was the third ruler of the 19th dynasty of Egypt. Let's look into the poem. The poem portrays a ruined or decayed statue of Ozymandias. The statue has become destroyed by the passage of time. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive stamped on these lifeless things." The poet is the speaker of the poem. Here the poet met a traveler from an antique land. The traveler has come from an antique land or an ancient country. Here the ancient country is Egypt. The traveler tells the poet about a broken statue which he had seen in that antique land. The traveler explained that he had seen two huge trunkless legs of stone, two huge stone legs without upper body, and that legs of stone stood in the desert. Nearby that stone legs, there he found half-buried broken pieces of face, and the wrinkles and lines on its face shows its anger and displeasure. And it also shows the proud and arrogance of the statue of that person. Tell that its sculptor, well those passions read, which yet survive stamped on these lifeless things. Here the sculptor's hand had copied or carved the exact expression of the king's face. Even though the statue or the face had broken, that anger and arrogance of the king is evident through the sculptor's artistic talent. Here the sculptor has carved the exact expression or emotions of that person into this lifeless thing, the statue. The hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, you mighty, and despair." Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare. The lawn and level sands stretch far away. The heart of the King Ozymandias, which is the real source of these expressions of anger, hatred, and pride. And on the pedestal or the base of this statue, some words were inscribed. Some words appeared. "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, you mighty, and despair." Here the statue introduced him as Ozymandias, and he addressed himself as King of Kings. Then he is commanding other kings in the world that just feel inferior in front of him or in front of his achievements. Here his works might be the monuments or the temples which he built. So here we can see that how arrogant and proud was this King Ozymandias. He did not forget to insult other kings through this inscription, through these words. There in that desert, nothing remains except these broken pieces of the statue. The huge statue has fallen to the ground in front of the passage of time. The desert seemed to be boundless or endless. Now the statue of the King Ozymandias is nowhere to be seen. So here the poem describes the foolish concept of the King Ozymandias erecting a statue to make him immortalized. The poem reflects the pride and arrogance of the king. He was proud of his power, position, and glory, and he considered himself to be the mightiest of all kings. The poet beautifully engraved the in depth meaning of the short span of our life throughout this poem. Ozymandias might have believed that his vast or huge statue would survive in the world, and that statue would echo the power, position, and glory of him even after death. But time had destroyed everything. This broken statue symbolizes man's insignificance in the world, the place of mortals in the everlasting nature. Nothing is permanent in this world. We remain in this world for a short span of time, and people remember or recognize only for their good deeds. The proud, arrogant king did not realize the fact of impermanence of the world. He has become narrow-minded of his achievements. So here the poet Shelley portrayed the picture of proud and arrogant King Ozymandias, and he also reminds us the concept of short span of our time. So I trust you all understood. Thanks for listening.